One of the biggest changes in Star Wars Jedi Survivor is the addition of extra combat stances that brooding protagonist Cal Kestis can wield against the dark forces that rule the galaxy far, far away. While in Jedi Fallen Order, Cal had access to just 2 lightsaber stances, with a third not really stance for special moves, in Survivor you can learn 5 unique lightsaber stances, each of which completely changes Cal's moveset, combos, strengths, and weaknesses in battle. Now, if you're wondering what differentiates the 5 lightsaber stances on offer, or you want to know which stance or pair of stances will turn you into the strongest possible Jedi, you've come to the right place. Well done you. In this video, I'll talk you through each of the 5 available stances, as well as provide you with our recommended pick of the best stances in the game. A big thanks to Guides editor Ollie for both writing this guide and for providing footage. When you begin the story of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, you'll have access to 2 stances, single and double-bladed. But as you progress through the main story, you'll unlock different stances that offer unique strengths and drawbacks. The 5 lightsaber stances in Jedi Survivor are single, double-bladed, dual-wield, blaster, and crossguard. You can only equip 2 of the 5 lightsaber stances at a time, and once you earn your 3rd stance, you can rest at any meditation point in order to configure which 2 stances you'd like to take into battle. The dual-wield stance is unlocked as part of the prologue, but the other 2 require you to get significantly further into the game. The blaster stance is unlocked automatically when you reach the archive on Jeddah, while the crossguard stance is unlocked by defeating a mini-boss on the Broken Moon found near the superstructure fabricators. All 5 lightsaber stances in Star Wars Jedi Survivor are viable, particularly if you're playing the game on one of the lower difficulty levels, but while they're all effective in different situations, we think 2 stances, in particular, are head and shoulders above the rest. The best is the crossguard stance, simply because of its high damage output. Couple this with our other favourite, the double-bladed stance, and you'll have an extremely potent and versatile skill set which can defend well against blaster fire and multiple enemies while also dealing devastating damage to dangerous single targets. To cement this point further, here's our full ranking of all 5 lightsaber stances from best to worst. The crossguard stance utilises very slow, deliberate, powerful swings which deal very high damage to both the enemy's health and their guard meter. It's the stance that feels the most Souls-like in nature. Attacking requires some careful timing because you are vulnerable while in mid-swing, but if you can master the timing, there's simply no better way to quickly deal with a challenging enemy, particularly on high difficulty levels. The skill tree for the crossguard stance is also very potent, giving you a wealth of options for mitigating the stance's drawbacks. You can speed up and increase the range of your devastating special attack, and you can gain a very high-powered lightsaber throw, which, aside from being very deadly, looks cool as hell. It's not the best choice when fighting groups of smaller enemies, but otherwise the crossguard is the best stance in the game. The double-bladed lightsaber is amazingly versatile. Its mobility allows you to close distances with ease, particularly once you get the vortex drive ability early on in the skill tree. And while technically each swing deals lower damage than most other stances, in reality the attacks come so thick and fast that your damage potential is very high indeed. The double-bladed stance is your best choice for dealing with multiple enemies, and it's particularly excellent at deflecting bullets from all manner of droids and troopers. It gives you more stamina, and therefore freedom, than the similar dual-wield stance, and it perfectly complements the crossguard stance, giving you a very well-rounded loadout that you can happily take up to the end of the game. The blaster stance is unrivaled at range, which should come as no surprise. While it's not as simple to use as the other stances due to the unique charging mechanic, you charge up shots with your blaster by attacking with your lightsaber, you can clean up enemies from afar with ease. The charged shot deals a surprising amount of damage, which is good, because the rest of the stance is a little lackluster in the damage department. Regardless, the blaster is an intriguing stance which is well suited for those who aren't quite as comfortable with the up-close and personal parrying and perfectly timed dodges and prefer to whittle enemies down to size from outside of their range. The single lightsaber stance has no particular strengths or weaknesses. It's designed to be a versatile choice for players who want a stance that can see you through the vast majority of different encounters. In reality though, while it can of course be used very effectively, it's just not as efficient at dealing with those myriad threats as you would be with a pair of more specialised stances. With upgrades, the single stance is quite effective, especially against single targets, but it doesn't quite hold up against the stances that are higher in our list. Now, the dual wield stance is by no means bad, it just doesn't quite live up to its expectations. The main reason for this is the limited stamina pool. You can pull off some nifty tricks with two lightsabers, the most obvious of which is holding down your special attack to auto-parry the next attack, as long as it isn't a red unblockable attack, of course, but you have to time this quite well because it drains your stamina so quickly while the button is held, which kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, why not just parry normally in that case? The attacks themselves are much like the double-bladed stance. Fast flurries that can be chained together to theoretically overwhelm an enemy's guard, but you need to be very efficient with your attacks and parries, because if you don't land that parry, then, well, your stamina will be used up, and you'll be stunned before you know it. It's a tricky stance to master, and the others are just a bit better, in our opinion. So there we have it, our guide to the best lightsaber stances in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Which stance is your favourite? Let us know in the comments below. For more Star Wars Jedi Survivor, make sure to check out our video about our favourite thing in the game. For all your PC gaming needs, make sure to head on over to rockpapershotgun.com, and I'll be back very soon with more daft videos about PC games. Bye for now.